There is a voice inside your head. It speaks in whispers, in echoes, in ceaseless murmurs that shape your reality. It tells you who you are, what you should fear, what you should desire. But what if that voice is not you? What if, instead of guiding you, it is trapping you? For a moment, imagine complete silence, not just in the world around you, but within. No running commentary, no second guessing, no endless rehearsing of conversations past and future. Just silence. A vast, infinite stillness stretching across your mind like an untouched sky. What would you find there? Who would you become? Most people never experience this. From the moment we wake until we sleep, we are engaged in an inner dialogue, narrating our lives as if we are both actor and observer, protagonist and critic. This voice convinces us that without it, we would be lost. But what if the opposite is true? What if silence holds the key to unlocking the deepest, most profound aspects of our being? In this video, we will journey into the depths of this mystery. We will explore ancient wisdom, cutting-edge discoveries, and practical techniques that reveal what happens when you stop talking to yourself. What awaits beyond the mind's chatter? Freedom? Fear? A hidden truth? Stay with me as we uncover the secrets of the silent mind. The timeless wisdom of inner silence, transcending the noise of the mind. For millennia, mystics, philosophers, and sages have understood that the voice inside our heads is both a blessing and a curse, a double-edged sword that can illuminate our path or lead us astray. Ancient texts and spiritual traditions across the globe speak to the transformative power of inner silence, urging seekers to transcend the ceaseless chatter of the mind in order to connect with a deeper, timeless truth. In the sacred scrolls of Eastern philosophy, such as the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu teaches that true wisdom arises when one surrenders to the natural flow of life. The Tao, often translated as the way, is not found in elaborate thought, but in the quiet and unspoken essence of being. Similarly, the Upanishads of ancient India reveal that the divine, Brahman, resides in the silence between thoughts, a space where one can experience the unity of all existence. These texts do not merely offer abstract theories, they provide a pathway, a call to return to a state of being that transcends the noise of daily life. Buddhist teachings further illuminate this principle. The Buddha, after years of ascetic practice and introspection, discovered that the root of suffering lies in the incessant clamor of the mind. Meditation, as taught in the Dhamma, is the art of quieting this internal dialogue, a journey inward to witness thoughts without attachment, ultimately leading to nirvana, a state of profound liberation and clarity. Zen masters, with their paradoxical koans and silent retreats, have long demonstrated that the mind's chatter can be a barrier to experiencing the present moment fully. In their quietude, one finds not emptiness but a fertile ground for insight and awakening. In the West, echoes of this ancient wisdom can be found in the musings of the Stoics. Thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca urged individuals to harness their inner voices, not to be overwhelmed by them, but to observe them as transient, unimportant ripples in the vast ocean of reason. The Stoic approach was not to silence thought altogether, but to cultivate a measured and reflective awareness that allowed one to act with clarity and purpose amidst life's chaos. The Sufi tradition too offers a rich tapestry of insights on the power of inner silence. Sufi poets like Rumi and Hafiz spoke of the still point within the heart, a divine space where the soul communes with the infinite. For Sufis, the journey inward is a sacred pilgrimage, a return to one's original state of purity and unity with the Creator. Their verses are filled with metaphors of the heart as a vast, echoing chamber where true love and divine insight reside, waiting to be discovered when the clamor of the ego is hushed. Even in modern contemplative practices, there is a resurgence of interest in the ancient art of mindfulness and meditation. Contemporary neuroscience has begun to validate what these spiritual traditions have known for centuries, that quieting the mind not only reduces stress but also enhances cognitive clarity and emotional resilience. Thus, the call to stop talking to yourself is not a modern invention, but a timeless invitation echoed through the ages. It is a reminder that beneath the incessant inner dialogue lies an ocean of stillness, a sanctuary where one can reconnect with the true essence of being. As we journey further into this exploration, we will uncover how embracing this silence can transform not only our inner world, but also the very fabric of our lives. Breaking free from the inner chatter. The path to silence and clarity. Imagine your mind as a vast, echoing hall where countless voices chatter relentlessly, each vying for attention. This inner dialogue, the ceaseless self-talk, is not the voice of a wise sage, but rather a collection of conditioned responses, fears, desires, and habits formed over years. It is as if a constant, low murmur fills the space, distracting you from the silent truths that lie beneath. In this section, we explore the anatomy of this inner conversation and uncover why ceasing its constant flow can unlock a profound inner freedom. At the heart of our being lies a truth that exists beyond words, a silent presence that remains untouched by the ebb and flow of thought. Yet from early childhood, we are taught to interpret our existence through a language of thoughts and narratives. These narratives become the lens through which we view our world, and the voice that narrates them often speaks in absolutes, judgments, and projections. It whispers critiques about the past, fears about the future, and assumptions about the present. In doing so, it robs us of experiencing the fullness of life as it unfolds moment by moment. Consider the analogy of a radio continuously tuned to a static-filled channel. The background noise is persistent, overpowering the delicate melodies of silence. Much like that incessant static, our self-talk creates an interference that prevents us from perceiving the subtle, harmonious signals of our inner wisdom. This inner static, born of worry, regret, and anticipation, conditions our minds to believe that continuous chatter is synonymous with being alive and alert. Yet the truth is that this chatter is a distraction, a mirage that keeps us from accessing the deeper, more authentic layers of consciousness. Our inner voice is a construct, a learned habit that masquerades as a necessary guide. It convinces us that it is the repository of all our wisdom and identity. However, when we pause to observe this dialogue with a detached curiosity, we begin to see it for what it is, a series of fleeting thoughts that come and go like clouds in a vast sky. Each thought, whether of anxiety or aspiration, is transient and lacks the solidity we often ascribe to it. This realization is the first step toward liberation. Recognizing that you are not the thoughts themselves, but the awareness that observes them, opens a door to a state of profound clarity. Moreover, the constant inner dialogue serves as a mask that prevents us from experiencing the present moment fully. Every time we indulge in self-talk, we inadvertently build walls around our immediate experience. We become so entangled in our mental narratives that we lose touch with the raw, unfiltered reality that exists around us. It is like being inside a room filled with mirrors that reflect endless versions of ourselves, each reflection a distraction from the simple truth of our existence. This compulsive self-narration also has its roots in a deep-seated fear of silence, a fear that in the absence of constant thought we might confront the void, the unknown parts of ourselves. Yet what if that void is not empty at all, but brimming with potential and wisdom? By relinquishing the habit of non-stop self-talk, we create space for this hidden realm to emerge. In that silence, you might hear the gentle whisper of your intuition, feel the pulse of life in its most genuine form, and discover insights that were previously drowned out by the noise. In essence, the practice of stopping the ceaseless inner dialogue is not about eradicating thought completely. Rather, it is about learning to differentiate between useful, present moment awareness and the compulsive chatter that distances you from life's true essence. It is about reclaiming your innate ability to be fully present, where each moment is experienced as a unique and irreplaceable gift. The journey begins with understanding that the chatter is not your master. It is a habitual background process that can be gently observed and ultimately transcended. The dance of thought and silence. Unlocking the power of inner stillness. As we venture further into the labyrinth of the mind, we begin to see the intricate dance between thought and silence. The second part of our exploration delves deeper into the nuanced interplay of these forces, revealing how the cessation of incessant self-talk can serve as a gateway to profound transformation. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are like individual notes in a grand symphony. When played in isolation, each note carries its own story: joy, sorrow, fear, or hope. Yet when these notes clash in constant repetition, they form a dissonant cacophony that drowns out the natural harmony of the melody. In this state, the true music of your inner self is lost. The practice of pausing that relentless narration is akin to allowing a rest in the score, a moment where silence speaks louder than any note ever could. At its core, the act of quieting the inner dialogue is a radical return to authenticity. It is a process of unmasking the layers of conditioned thought that have accumulated over time, each one a fossil of past experiences, judgments, and fears. This unmasking is not a rejection of thought altogether, but a gentle peeling away of the layers until you reach the pure, unadulterated essence of being. In this state, you are no longer defined by your mental chatter. You are defined by the vast, serene space in which these thoughts arise and subside. One powerful metaphor to consider is that of the ocean. Think of your mind as a vast, boundless sea with waves of thought continuously crashing upon its shores. For years, you may have identified with these waves, each one seemingly unique, each one demanding attention. Yet beneath the ever-changing surface lies a deep, unchanging ocean, silent and eternal. When you learn to let go of the identification with each transient wave, you begin to recognize that you are not the wave, but the ocean itself, a timeless expanse that remains untouched by the storms above. This realization brings with it a subtle shift in perception. The relentless chatter, once seen as indispensable guidance, is now recognized as mere background noise, a habitual pattern that can be observed without attachment. It is in this observation that true liberation is found. As you become a witness to your own thoughts, you cultivate a sense of detachment that allows the constant flux of mental activity to simply pass by, like leaves floating on a gentle stream. The more you practice this mindful observation, the more you find that the inner critic and the nagging doubts lose their grip on you, revealing the underlying clarity and wisdom that have always been present. Another facet of this inner transformation lies in understanding the role of the ego. The incessant internal dialogue often serves the ego, reinforcing narratives of separation, inadequacy, or superiority. By stepping out of this self-referential loop, you weaken the ego's hold, allowing a more expansive, interconnected sense of self to emerge. In its place, there is a growing awareness of the universal, a feeling of belonging to a larger, ever-unfolding tapestry of life. This shift not only brings peace, but also opens the door to compassion, both for oneself and for others, as the barriers erected by relentless self-judgment begin to crumble. It is important to acknowledge that this journey is not without challenges. The mind, accustomed to its habitual chatter, can resist silence with surprising force. Initial attempts to quiet the inner voice may be met with discomfort, anxiety, or even a sense of emptiness. Yet this is precisely the moment when the most transformative change can occur. Embracing this discomfort as a natural part of the process, rather than a sign of failure, is key. Each moment of stillness, however brief, plants the seed of a deeper, more stable inner presence. In essence, ceasing the incessant self-talk is an act of reclaiming your true nature. It is an invitation to live more fully in the present moment, free from the distractions of past regrets and future anxieties. When you stop talking to yourself, you open up a space where your inner wisdom can finally be heard, where clarity replaces confusion, and where the simple, profound beauty of life is laid bare. This journey towards silence is not a destination, but a continuous process of rediscovery, an ongoing practice of peeling back the layers until you find the radiant core that has always been there. Pathways to inner stillness. Practical techniques for quieting the mind. Now that we've delved into the depths of our inner dialogue, it's time to turn that insight into action. Here are practical techniques you can employ to quiet the ceaseless chatter and reconnect with your inner silence. Imagine your daily life as a journey toward a hidden oasis, a sanctuary of stillness amid the cacophony of everyday thought. This oasis is within you, waiting to be discovered through deliberate, mindful practices. 1. Mindfulness meditation. Begin your practice by setting aside a few minutes each day, preferably in the quiet hours of the morning. Sit comfortably with your eyes closed and bring your focus to your breath. As you inhale and exhale, notice the sensations without judgment. When thoughts arise, gently label them, perhaps as worry, memory, or planning, and then let them pass like leaves drifting on a stream. This simple exercise cultivates the art of observing without attachment, gradually diminishing the grip of constant self-talk. 2. Deep listening. Shift your attention outward to the subtle sounds around you. Whether it's the whisper of the wind, the distant hum of nature, or the soft murmur of your own breath, allow these sounds to anchor you in the present. As you engage in deep listening, you learn to appreciate the symphony of life that exists beyond your internal dialogue. This practice not only quiets the mind, but also enriches your connection with the world around you. 3rd movement. Meditation. Integrate mindfulness into your daily activities by practicing movement meditation. Take a slow, deliberate walk in nature. Feel the earth under your feet, observe the play of light and shadow, and listen to the rhythm of your steps. This active form of meditation transforms everyday motion into a moving meditation, gently nudging your mind away from incessant chatter and toward a state of graceful awareness. 4. Daily ritual of silence. Create small pockets of intentional silence throughout your day. Whether it's a 5-minute pause before a meal or a quiet moment after returning home, let these moments be sacred. Use this time to simply be, to let go of thought, and to immerse yourself in the experience of the present. Over time, these silent intervals will weave into the fabric of your daily life, nurturing a deeper sense of inner calm. Overcoming challenges. It's natural for the mind to resist silence. You might initially find that quieting the internal voice brings discomfort or a sense of emptiness. Embrace these feelings as part of your journey. Remember, each time you gently return your focus to your breath or the ambient sounds around you, you are reclaiming a little more of your inner power. Be patient and compassionate with yourself, knowing that every moment of stillness is a victory over habitual thought patterns. Transformational benefits. As you persist, you'll begin to notice remarkable changes. Emotional resilience strengthens, concentration deepens, and a profound sense of clarity emerges. This transformation is akin to peeling away layers of conditioning to reveal your true, luminous self. The practices not only diminish the noise but also open a channel to intuition, inner wisdom, and a sense of interconnectedness with all life. Embrace these techniques as a personal pilgrimage towards silence, a journey where every moment of stillness is a step closer to the oasis within. Trust that with each breath and every mindful pause, you are uncovering the profound secrets that lie at the heart of your being. Embracing the silence within. A journey to inner freedom. As we draw this journey to a close, take a moment to reflect on the profound transformation that awaits when you cease the ceaseless chatter within. We began by questioning the very nature of the inner voice, a relentless narrator that often masks the essence of our true being. We explored the ancient wisdom and timeless philosophies that have long revered silence as the wellspring of clarity, insight, and inner peace. Through the allegory of a stormy mind and the serene expanse of an untouched ocean, we learned that the voice we so frequently heed is but a transient echo, while the silent depth beneath it remains eternal and unchanging. The path to liberation lies in embracing that silence, not as a void, but as a fertile ground for awakening. It is within this stillness that the noise of self-doubt, fear, and regret begins to subside, unveiling a clarity that transcends the limitations of thought. By practicing mindfulness, deep listening, and movement meditation, you are invited to step away from the habitual narrative and reawaken to the immediacy of the present moment. These practices, though seemingly simple, are the keys to unlocking the sanctuary of your inner world, a space where intuition, creativity, and true self emerge. Remember, the journey towards silence is not about annihilating thought altogether, but about discerning the difference between meaningful awareness and compulsive chatter. With each mindful breath and every pause in the internal dialogue, you peel away the layers of conditioned responses, revealing the radiant core of your being. This is not a destination, but an ongoing practice, a pilgrimage into the heart of who you are. Now, as you stand at the threshold of this new awareness, ask yourself, what might unfold if you truly allowed yourself to be silent? Embrace the mystery, trust the process, and step into the profound freedom that awaits. Your inner silence is calling. Listen deeply and discover the boundless peace and clarity that lie just beyond the noise.